Okay students, let's look at questions 1 and 2 from page 35 of your Fusion Assessment booklet. Question 1 reads as follows. Which process causes substances to react to form one or more new substances? What are some keywords here that we can probably underline? Exactly. React is a very important word, also is new substances. Whenever substances react, there's something happening to their chemical composition or what they're made of. So if something's happening to what they're made of, it creates something new. So what do we use whenever we're talking about a new substance being formed? What's a mnemonic device that we use in class? Great job. We use cold pig for the formation of new substances. There's a change in color, production of odor, production of light, a change in temperature, a precipitate is formed, the process is irreversible or cannot change back to what it was before, and there's a production of gas, either bubbles, fizzing, or foaming. So when we have cold pig and we have a new substance, which is very important, what kind of change takes place? Great job. The answer is a chemical change. A physical change would not be your answer because that does not create something new. Evaporation also is not your answer because evaporation is just a change in the state of matter. So when water evaporates into water vapor, it's still water. It's still made of H2O. Freezing, just like evaporation, is also a change in the state of matter. So when water freezes, it's now solid, but it's still made of H2O. So C and D are considered physical changes. Let's move on to question 2. Which of the following is not an example of a chemical change? Alright, so let's look at this one carefully. What are some keywords that we can probably underline in the question? Exactly. Not an example and chemical change. Very good. So again, what is it that we use for chemical changes? Very good. We use cold pig. Once again, cold pig is a change in color, production of odor, production of light, change in temperature, whether it increases or decreases, a formation of a precipitate, which is something solid. The process is irreversible or cannot change back to what it was before. And finally, a production of gas, which would be considered bubbles, fizzing, or foaming. So let's look at our answer choices and see which one is not an example of a chemical change. So we want something that's not an example of a chemical change. What kind of a change are we looking for? What's the opposite of a chemical change? Very good. We're looking for something that is a physical change. Let's look at letter A, wood burning. Alright, so we looked yesterday at a picture of wood burning and we talked about it. When wood burns, what does it turn into? Very good, it turns into ash. Is ash the same thing as wood burning? Great job, it's not. So that would be a chemical change. Let's look at letter B, adding baking soda to vinegar. Now we did this experiment in class yesterday. Think back to the experiment and try to remember, what is it that we saw happening when the baking soda and vinegar were combined? Very good. There was a change in temperature. What else? Excellent job. There was also a production of gas through bubbles. Remember, carbon dioxide filled up the bag. Is that a physical change then? Great job. It's not. So we can cancel out B. Letter C. Separating a saltwater solution. So if you have salt and water mixed together and you separate them, are you changing what the salt is made of? Are you changing what the water is made of? No, you're not changing what it's made of, so that's probably not a chemical change. But let's look at letter D just to make sure. Letter D says photosynthesis. Who goes through photosynthesis? Great job. Plants are the ones that go through photosynthesis. That's a process where they make glucose and they produce something else as well. Does anyone know what they produce and release into the atmosphere? Great job. They produce oxygen. O2. That's what we breathe in. Do you see O2 somewhere in Cold Pig? Oxygen? Is that in Cold Pig? Great job. That's a production of a gas. So is photosynthesis physical or chemical? Excellent job. It's a chemical change. So you are right. Letter C, separating a saltwater solution, is not an example of a chemical change. Great job.